Are you ready for another chapter of Down Girl and Sit on the Road by Lucy Nolan? Let's go. Chapter 2, Sea Dogs. Ruff opened the doors, and Sit and I jumped out. We stretched our legs and ran to the beach. I found some old bread. I ate it. I found a smelly fish. I rolled all over it. I found some fish bait. I didn't know whether to roll in it or eat it. I did both. Next, I went to see if Ruff was ready to play. He was sitting in his beach chair. I put my paws on his knees. Suddenly, I had to shake. I couldn't help it. Water flew everywhere. "Down, girl!" Ruff shouted. "Well, I'm sorry, Ruff, but it's just one of those things. If a dog doesn't shake, she'll explode." I didn't want Ruff to be upset with me, so I kissed him. Ruff wrinkled his nose. I guess he wanted a dead fish to roll in too. I was about to go find one for him, but he wanted to play in the water. Ruff dunked me over and over. He was sure to wash the fish smell off me. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to ruin his fun. Ruff didn't stay in the water very long. Oh well. I tried to get him to move out of the chair again, but he wouldn't move. I don't get it. Our masters had all this sand to roll in, but they just wanted to sit. Sit and I decided to go find someone else to play with. We knew our master would still be there when we got back. We found a little girl digging a hole. She wasn't very good at digging, so we helped. We made the hole bigger and bigger, and then we stood back and watched. We couldn't wait to see what she was going to bury. Maybe it would be a dead fish or a sandwich. The little girl poured a bucket of water in the hole. That was it. That's all she wanted the hole for. That didn't make a bit of sense. Our talents were clearly being wasted here. We went to see what was happening over by the rocks. Maybe we could find a smelly fish for our masters. There were pools around the rocks. Fish were darting around in the water. "Those fish are awfully smelly," Sit said. "Ruff would have a hard time rolling on them," I added. I wondered what else was in the pools. I stuck my nose under a rock. A dog should never stick her nose under a rock. I always forget that. Something grabbed the end of my nose. I don't know what it was, but it hurt. Look at what it is. A little crab. I shook my head and the thing went flying. It landed on a lady with a hat. She screamed. I felt bad for the lady. I went to see if she was okay. But first, I had to shake. The lady screamed again. Sheesh, she is jumpy. Sit and I headed back down the beach. A ball went flying by. I snatched it out of the air. A group of boys called to me. One of them started running toward me. Aha! They wanted to play chase. I ran. I took the ball with me. I knew just where to bury it. Sit and I rushed back to the big hole and I dropped it in. We kicked dirt all over it and then we headed back to our masters. The boys were shouting. The little girl was crying. I think they were sad we were leaving. That's the thing about dogs. People love us wherever we go. Do you think that's really what they were thinking? When we got back to our chairs, our masters weren't there. We couldn't believe it. They never move. We finally saw them swimming in the waves. We watched them for a while, but decided not to join them. Some dogs feel the call of the sea, but not us. We felt the call of donuts. Sit and I nosed through our master's bags. We found the donuts. There were only 2. Should we eat them? There were 2 dogs, 2 donuts, and 2 masters. That sounded about right. Thank goodness dogs don't know math. That makes our decision very easy. We ate the donuts. As it turned out, 2 donuts were not enough for everyone. We decided not to say anything to our masters. They knew anyway. When they walked up, they gave us disappointed looks. How did they know we ate the donuts? Looking back, it might have been because Sit's head was still stuck in the bag. Our masters sighed and folded up their umbrellas. That meant it was time to go home. I didn't want Ruff to stay disappointed with me. When he took the chairs back to the car, I looked up and down the beach one last time. I found just what I was looking for. Ruff would be so happy with me. Ruff came back for his bags, and we were all walking to the parking lot. Sit and I jumped into the back seat. It had been a tiring but a good day. Sit stretched out and went to sleep, but I didn't. There would be plenty of time for that later. As the car headed home, I thought about the day and smiled. This was the day that I drove a car. I wanted to remember this day at the beach forever. Ruff would remember it in a few days too. That's when he would find the dead fish I packed in his beach bag. He would be so happy. All the way home, I held my head out the window and let my ears float out in the breeze. I closed my eyes and dreamed of driving. Do you think Ruff is going to be very happy about that dead fish? But again, it's all about perspective, right? A dog's perspective might be a little different than a dog owner's perspective. If you enjoyed it, be sure to come back for chapters 3 and 4.